It's Showtime Synergy. The latest review podcast from the Geekcast Radio Network is here. So join TFG1 Mike, Nicole Hailstorm, and myself, Lady Rec, as we will be reviewing all 65 episodes of Joe and the Holograms in a 25-episode-long podcast. You can find Showtime Synergy on iTunes and GeekCastRadio.com. We are the truly outrageous podcast that you want to be listening to.
Guts, my dear, and I give a gut check to Pixels in the Animation.
Super fighting robot, Mega-Man. 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 Fighting to save the world.
Hello and welcome to Pixels in the Animation. We are back for 2015. Hope everyone had a happy holiday season, happy new year, all that good stuff. We left you with a polished turd for a Christmas present with Video Power and the Power Team in episode 46. Yes, go ahead and get your laugh out, Neil, because I know you know what I'm referencing there.
Yes.
And we finally get to start the Mega Man era of Pixels in the Animation, and TV's Mr. Neil and I are not alone this time. From episode 47 through episode 56, Steve Megatron will be joining us. Hello, sir.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
That's good.
I forgot how much I enjoyed this show.
I think we all forgot how much we enjoyed this show, but, you know, coming from Neil and I, we've watched a lot of crappy video game cartoons in the last 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so, just like we've done in the past, we're going to give you guys a little bit of a video game lesson and talk about how we each got into Mega Man and how we know about the franchise and this, that, and the other thing, and talk about the games themselves for a bit here in the intro, so it's not wasted time. I think... I'm trying to remember... I think it was 2. Mega Man 2 was the first one I played. And then going back to Mega Man, the first game that came out here in the US was like, whoa, this is vastly different. It was weird. And then I went all the way up from 2 to 3 to 4 to... I think 6 was the last one I played of the original series. I don't know, 6 isn't anyone's real favorite, I don't think.
It's okay.
But I love the Mega Man games. I really, really do. I'm not any good at any of them, but I love playing them. I can play levels over and over and over again. What about you, Steve? What was your first classic Mega Man game?
Not exactly sure which one.
Okay.
Because it had been so long ago, I don't remember, but I'd played at least one of the original games. I've not played all of them just because I didn't like the handle of it. It was too difficult for me to not die, because he can't climb, he can't kick off stuff, he can't crouch. Basically what Mega Man X is. So I prefer Mega Man X.
What about you, Neil?
I don't know which of the original series I played first. I know I played Mega Man X before any of them, and then I kind of went back and played the other ones. Yeah.
Huh.
So I started with Mega Man X, and then I worked backwards. I played through the first 5 on Mega Man Anniversary Collection, and I kind of stopped because not because the games are bad, but because I kind of had Mega Man fatigue after beating the first 5 games. So eventually I'll go back and finish the rest of them. But yeah, it's a pretty nice series. It's not necessarily my favorite, just because it's like Steve said, he's got a lot of limitations. He can't crouch or anything. He cannot shoot up, which drives me crazy. Because Samus can shoot up, and it's like, why can't this guy?
Yeah.
Because Capcom made him weak. That's why they had to reinvent him with the X.
Yeah. See, for me, I remember, I wouldn't say that the Mega Man series of games is my favorite. I would say it's one of. I mean, when I think of stuff that was played on the Nintendo Entertainment System, not that it's a Nintendo property, but when I think of things that are from Capcom or whatever that were originally on the NES or Super Nintendo, I just lump them all in. Mario, Mega Man, Zelda, they're all my favorites in different ways. It's just the way it is. The crazy thing with Mega Man for me was after because I've only played Mega Man X, the first game. I have never played any of the other X games.
I played them all. 5 was bad, but the rest of them were good.
What really freaked me out and got some getting used to was Mega Man Legends. Oh my god. Putting Mega Man into a 3D world. And then the crazy thing for me was, once I got used to it, I could not go back and play the 2D games. That was so crazy. Alright, so we're here. We're going to be talking about all 27 episodes of Mega Man, the 1994 animated series. Just to give everybody some background on this series, if you don't already know, the voice cast includes Ian James Corlett, Jim Burns, Robin Ross. It also includes Scott McNeil. Oh my god, he was Dr. Wily. Gary Chalk, yeah.
Well, he was not only Dr. Wily, but he was also Proto Man.
Proto Man, yep.
Yeah.
Gary Chalk. It's pretty much a pre-Beast Wars series casting, really. It's Gary Chalk, Ian James Corlett, Scott McNeil, and Richard Newman.
And Jim Burns.
And Jim Burns. Oh, wow. I guess I'll have to wait until we see that episode then, because I completely forgot that Mega Man X and Vile and all those characters showed up in this. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, you forgot about that? That's my favorite episode.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen this series. I'd say it's been about probably 3 years since I've seen this. But absolutely love this series. And the funny thing is, Neil and I, we're so used to doing cartoons that are anywhere between 5 and 15 minutes long. I forgot these are nearly 22, 23-minute episodes. I thought they were going to be short ones.
Oh, they're full length.
Oh, yeah. The series' original run was September 11th, 1994 to December 10th, 1995, and it had reruns until May 96. Do you guys remember watching this back in the 90s?
Nope.
Yep.
That was easy enough. What was your favorite part about it when you saw it as a kid, Steve?
Well, one, I loved the voice cast. It always had me very, very intertwined and interested in everything that was going on. So that was something that made it kind of great to me, being able to watch it. And then two, I just loved robots and anything like that. This was like pre-Beast Wars, pre-Transformers. Like, I didn't have any exposure to any of them at this point. I knew about I was into Batman, Ninja Turtles, and Star Trek. So, I mean, this kind of fit in that wheelhouse. So I enjoyed all the different stories that kind of played out when I was a kid. So,
absolutely. All right, so we are going to get to the first episode after this.
It's all Dr. Light's fault. If he never invented robots, none of this would ever have happened.
It's all my fault, Dr. Light. I never should have gone.
Mega Man was doing what he was programmed to do. Save lives.
Oh, Eddie should have given him more energy cans.
Is he gonna be okay?
I don't know, Road. but we'll do everything we can.
It's my father. I'm a little boy.
What's he saying, Dr. Light?
His electrical brain must be shorting in and out, and he's dreaming of the past. How well I remember. Dr. Wily was my assistant then. I've just finished my first prototype robot. If he works, Dr. Wily, this will just be the first of many.
Yeah, a world of robots.
Together, we can create hundreds of industrial and domestic robots, construction robots, mining robots, marine robots, and all to help mankind. Now for the big moment.
It's working, Dr. Light.
Something must be wrong. Stop! I command you to stop!
He doesn't obey!
There must be a problem with his computer guidance system. We'll have to rebuild this prototype.
But I programmed the system, Dr. Light. It must be something else.
No, I'm sure it's the guidance system. We must destroy the plans and start over.
Yes, of course, Dr. Light. You're right, as always. I'll destroy the plans. Just what I'm looking for. Destroy my work, will he? Not if I can help it.
What are you doing with those plans, Dr. Wily? You were supposed to destroy them.
Never! You're just jealous of my genius! You probably sabotaged the guidance system, so you could take all the credit! But now, it's my turn to be in the spotlight!
Dr. Wily, come back! You can't use those plans! They are dangerous!
Let them make fun of me. Let them laugh. Nobody knows the genius I am. Even when I was a little boy, the other children never understood me. I never even had toys like the other kids. And now I'll build all the toys I want. Robot toys. And I'll control them. Humans are imperfect. Robots are so much superior. My robots will be made to supervise mankind under my command.
I think I've finally worked out all the bugs. I'll call him Rock, my new robot prototype. Now, let's see if he works.
Hi, my name's Rock. Who are you?
I'm Dr. Light. I built you.
Are you my father?
In a sense, I am.
I look human.
Yes, and I programmed you to feel like a human.
I like that.
All right, folks, we open up with the beginning, which obviously is the first episode of Mega Man. During this episode, Wily attacks New York's Kennedy Airport, and Mega Man is crushed by a falling object, leaving him in need of repair. While Mega Man is being fixed, Dr. Light reveals his past history working with Dr. Wily and how it led to the events that happened that day. I love this origin for them. It is so cool. It really, really is. The animation and the characters, they just pop out of the game so well. It was just something really, really magical. And I know I say this about a lot of things, folks, and you've heard me on other podcasts and stuff like this. I will say this anytime music really affects me. I want a soundtrack score of this series because the music in it is so amazing. I guess Dr. Light is a former Woodstock attendee because he named his robots Rock and Roll.
And his dog Rush.
That has to be, that has to be just for the Canadians, though, right?
I think that his favorite band was Rush.
Right.
And it's rock and roll, so
maybe he was an objectivist.
Yeah, it's alright. They quit calling him Rock after a while.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, when he put on the armor.
See, originally, just based on my experience with the games, I thought that Dr. Wily had already had Cutsman, Gutsman, and Iceman. But in this, Dr. Light has invented them, and Dr. Wily stole them.
Actually, I do believe that is the origin in the game. Is that?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Dr. Light made them all, and Dr. Wily stole the 6 robots except for Mega Man. And there was a webcomic a while back called Bob and George that kind of made fun of this. They did the origin of the 6 robot masters, and it was like, okay, I can understand Fireman and Iceman and all these guys, how they would benefit Dr. Light, but what the hell? Why the hell would he make Bomb Man?
Because he can blow up caves and stuff that they need dynamite for.
I suppose.
I'm not saying it's a good excuse, it's just one there.
So you're saying it should have been Dynamite Man instead of Bomb Man.
Call it what you will. For a genius level intellect, he kind of fell short of the bunch there.
Very true. What the hell is in the energy cans that Mega Man drinks? Because in the show specifically, it shows it as a green liquid. Is he drinking antifreeze?
It's power juice.
Yes. It's Ecto Cooler.
It's wow. That's amazing. That's
reaching back.
Uh-huh. I was gonna say it's a weird version of Mountain Dew, but for me, watching this first episode, what I absolutely love is all the time the robots get destroyed. And Dr. Wily comes in, oh, now I have to put Bomb Man back together again. It's like he's Humpty Dumpty, for Christ's sake. Oh, man.
It's really convenient that they always fall into pieces and never get destroyed or anything like that.
At least it's explainable how they keep coming back, you know.
True.
Unlike in some other cartoons where, you know, you'll have the wings cut off an airplane in one episode, and then the very next episode, it's fine and dandy.
Your smashed up friend soon like brand new with 90-day warranty.
Wow.
I wasn't going there.
Oh, God. Oh, damn. I can't believe you just said that. What did you think of this first episode, Steve? What thoughts did you have as you rewatched it?
Well, as I rewatched it, I was like, I thought they actually started out with him, you know, with his origin story, and then it got to that point after he was damaged. So I was kind of confused to begin with, but I got to be honest, I was loving the action of it. I was loving the showing them all before everything happened. You get to see Proto Man before he had the armor. You get to see Mega Man before he had the armor. And then the funny thing is the Mega Man that shows up here, the Rock character of him, he had the... I'm trying to think. He had his look from Mega Man Legends. Right from the get-go there.
Which is interesting, since I don't think Legends was out at this point, was it?
No, this was way before. I don't think Mega Man 6 was even out at this point.
You know, the Super Nintendo still existed.
That's true.
Yeah, I know X was out, because obviously, as we already stated in the intro to this episode, there is a Mega Man X episode. I'm pretty sure Mega Man 6 was out, or it was just coming out.
Well, they had kept going with the NES series for a while. I mean, the Super Nintendo came out, and then they went back and did Mega Man 4 and 5 and 6 on the NES, which was bizarre, but they did it.
Yeah, it says here NES release date was March 15th, 1994. So this first episode aired September 11th, 94, so it had already been out for a while for Mega Man 6.
Oh, okay. So
yeah. Anything else, Steve, on the beginning?
No, I really enjoyed how it all kind of flowed together.
What about you, Neil?
Well, I don't have any nostalgia for this show. Not that makes it bad or anything, but I just found it really strange. I will say that it's the best animated show that we've watched thus far. It looks miles better than anything we've watched thus far. Way better than the good episodes of Captain N. Yeah, it's just kind of strange for me because I'm used to seeing Mega Man as the squatty little. I didn't want to say midget, but the squatty little.
What you just did.
Little person.
Just call it what it is.
An exceptional individual.
You basically didn't want to see him as a 7 dwarf. You're basically used to seeing him as a 7 dwarf, only not as fat.
Yeah, he's just like a little guy, and then to see him like lanky like this, it's very bizarre to my eyes. I don't know how else to explain it.
So you expect him to look like his Captain N version?
Oh God, no. But like, you know, the covers of like, well, I don't want to say the covers of the NES games because those are all terrible. But
not all of them are. Come on.
Well,
now.
Not all of them, but like Mega Man 1 and 2 are kind of bad covers. But yeah, I would say Mega Man 5. I think it's the first one that had like the actual Japanese design that I'm used to thinking of when I think of Mega Man. You know, just a little bit shorter. But you know, this isn't. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just that it's weird to my eyes. And on that note, some of the designs are kind of weird too. Like they gave Bomb Man a beak, and I could see why they did that, but that's not. I don't think that's what his mouth is supposed to be. But the actual plot is it's interesting because it's an origin story, but it's done as like a flashback, and it's I don't know. It didn't really capture me because it was like they made Proto Man first, and Proto Man was kind of stumbling around, I guess, and at some point Dr. Wily just decides he's going to turn evil for evil's sake, and he runs away with plans. And that leads to like the most perplexing line I've ever heard, which was like, "Don't use those plans. They're dangerous." And I'm like, why would he use them then? It's like either they're going to benefit him or not. If it's just going to result in like what Proto Man was, then why would he use them in the first place? So I don't know. I think I needed to rewatch it, but like there was some disconnect there that I wasn't getting. I'm like, but okay, you know, it's a kid's cartoon, so I'm not gonna. Well, I'm not gonna like. I guess I am gonna overanalyze it, but I can't help but poke fun at it just because it's strange. It's like I said, it's still better than what we've watched so far, but it is kind of weird for me.
Well, I can probably explain it. I don't know if you'll follow the explanation or agree with it, but they had built Proto Man together, the very first model of him, and it was Dr. Wily that actually built him, and it was Dr. Wily's plans and ideas and genius, or whatever you want to call it, and Dr. Wily built him to be a destructor, whereas Dr. Light wants to build robots to help mankind. He doesn't want to build violent robots. It's that age-old thing of, oh, why aren't you gonna, okay, and Steve, you'll like this. Think of World's Finest, and think of when the scene where Bruce Wayne tells Lex Luthor, "I will not allow you to build destructive robots." That's exactly what's going on here, except Dr. Wily takes it one step further, thinking that Dr. Light is trying to spurn his genius, and he basically gets jealous and mad at Dr. Light, and that's why he runs off and becomes a villain. Now, I will say it's a little weird that he immediately wants to take over the world, but the whole thing of why he took the plans is because technically they were his IP, if you really want to boil it down.
I suppose.
That rat bastard Dr. Light stole my idea.
Should we also bring up the fact that Dr. Light really isn't his real name? It is in this series, but wasn't it Dr. Wright in the games?
No, in the games it was Dr. Light. It was in Captain N that it was Dr. Wright. And it's that LR flip that plagues Japanese properties. It's kind of like, is it Clashman or Crashman? Nobody really knows for sure.
Absolutely. All right, folks, that's going to do it for the first episode. Up next, The Electric Nightmare.
It's Brightman! Oh, that's right, gentlemen. And I'm here to light up your lives.
Brightman's taken out the power company guards.
Good. Now I'll take out the power company.
There's the power grid.
Attach this override relay to the master control computer. I've done it. Now I can control everything that runs on electricity with this single joystick.
I hate to take the joy out of your joystick, Dr. Wily, but I'm afraid you're not in control yet.
Destroy him!
I'm going to make paper dolls out of you!
Hey, Gutsman, what do you shout when you're cutting down a tree?
Timber?
If you insist.
Smile, Megatwerp. I want to get a picture of your last moment on Earth.
Thanks for the raid. Now I'll have to tan your hide. You really got a charge out of that one.
And I'm going to get a charge out of this.
Hey, what's happening?
The end of Mega Man is what's happening.
Alright, folks, as I said, we're having electric nightmares. Dr. Wily takes over the power grid with a device that allows him to control machines through electricity. He then proceeds to attempt to take over the city with things like rampaging soda machines and runaway monorail cars, and only Mega Man can stop his plans.
Sounds like a G.I. Joe plot. Are you sure Cobra Commander was behind this?
I don't know. Were you behind this, Cobra Commander?
I told them to lick my boots.
If there's a roller coaster and a pyramid, we'll know for sure.
And some Cobra dinosaurs.
Yes.
So, I actually remember watching this one on TV when it aired. I don't know why, I always remember this one. But the funny thing is, the first robot that Dr. Light introduces, Dolores, she's a maid robot that has Doc Ock arms. Ew. Ugh.
Don't knock him for liking his tentacles. So.
Oh, you had to put a TP joke in here, didn't you? I think it's awesome how they're transitioning, and we kind of didn't talk about this in the beginning, but I think it's awesome how they're transitioning the game villains into the cartoon characters. Brightman looks great. This is so awesome seeing him. So wait a minute, and this is a nitpick on my part, I know, folks. Wait a minute. Mega Man doesn't have to brush his teeth, but he does have to wash his face. Wait, what? And the jokes in this series are corny as all hell, but bring me back to a funnier time in my life. Runaway hot dog cart! I thought that was hilarious.
It's a kids program.
The hot dog cart chased them down to the train. Steve, what did you think of Electric Nightmare?
It was kind of a nightmare. Yeah. Come back to me.
Okay, Neil.
This is the episode that had the. I watched this last week, so I'm kind of. These are kind of blurring together, but this is the episode that had Mega Man locked in the bathroom with the acid, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that scene, I was like, wait, what? And then he gets, like, he can't break the door down, but Dr. Light comes along with a laser pen and opens it that way. I'm like, okay. And then Mega Man says something like, wow, another second, I would have been liquefied or something like that. And I'm like, not really how acid works.
Well, he said that the acid was going to obviously corrode his chassis, yep, or his metal skin or whatever it was. It's like, wait, Dr. Light is going to he's going to have reinforced doors, but Mega Man himself isn't going to have reinforced titanium skin.
And that door was airtight. Well, not, but it was the acid itself was like just barely leaking out into the hall, and I'm like, how tough is this door? What is this door made out of? It's tougher than Mega Man.
Oh my god. Somebody scalped Wolverine and made an adamantium door.
It's like, what are the walls made out of? What? How does this work?
I know. How does that bathroom work? Because that bathroom looks like it's all tile.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they used Roto-Rooter or something. I don't know.
And then the door bursts open and all the acid splashes out. How Dr. Light just didn't immediately die, I don't know. But that's the one scene that just burned into my brain, and the rest of it is just kind of a blur. It's a very, very strange episode.
Yeah, Mega Man, like, I thought that it was kind of funny too. That whole scene kind of bothered me when I watched it. Just the acid thing. And then, you know, what made me laugh too is if he were to shoot it with his weapon, wouldn't it light on fire and explode?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he shot at close proximity at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, please incinerate me. So I mean that kind of bothered me too, but yeah, I don't know. It was just I think it was kind of dumb, but I did think that it was funny that the butler did it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do love this episode for all the corny jokes, but there are some really screwed up plot devices in this episode, or things that just absolutely make no sense whatsoever. But I did still enjoy watching it. Alright, we're going to get to the last episode after this.
Careful, Sonny. There's 10,000 volts of electricity in that fence.
Whoa, hot stuff! I bet it's like impossible to bust into this joint.
That's right. You'd have to knock out the main power generator to shut this place down.
You mean like this? Piece of cake!
Hands up! You're under arrest!
Now let's see. The optical orbs connected to the titanium cranium sockets. The left appendage modules connected to the... Now where did I put that arm? I don't recall this model.
Do you have a digital imprint authorization to enter this lab?
You're looking at it!
Put him down or I'll recycle you into soda cans.
Me too.
And finally up today we have... I'm thankful that this is gotten out of the way. right now, so we didn't have to wait until the end of the series to do an episode like this. But up next and finally today we have Mega-Pinocchio. At least it was better than the Disney movie.
What?
Yeah, you've heard me. Dr. Wily cons Mega Man into trying to become a human, which he then uses to his advantage to reprogram the blue robot. Dun dun dun. Now, this is okay, obviously Pinocchio is, a standard, character and whatever else, but if you think about the whole thing about Mega Man becoming human, we've talked about this before on this very podcast with Happy Birthday Mega Man from Captain N.
Yep.
I love seeing Ring Man. That was awesome. I think, was he from 4, Neil?
I think so.
I'm not looking at it right off the top of my head, so I think Ring Man was from Mega Man 4, and I love Ring Man. If I ever was able to do what Mega Man does, the Ring Man is probably the one power I'd probably get, at least for a little while. And Mega Man and Rush break through glass like Batman and Robin, Steve.
Boo, boo. No, I'm just playing.
There's a scene.
It is funny how that kind of works out. But that was kind of like the trend at the time with animation, though. It was the grand entrance smashing through, the hero destroys. It's just, that was just what they did at the time.
Yeah, and I guess just like Batman and Robin, they like picking glass out of their shorts. Yeah. Again with the corny jokes, ring around the robot. Oh God, this is so hilarious.
Boy.
I know. I didn't really I knew that this, because I haven't seen this episode in a long time, but I kind of figured with the whole becoming human thing before we didn't even hear the doctor's name until it was mentioned probably 5 or 10 minutes into the show. When we first saw him, I didn't really think that was going to be Dr. Petto or Dr. Geppetto, whatever the hell. And once I realized that, and I'm like, and I know the title is Mega-Pinocchio, but still, it didn't really register with me at the time, and I'm like, oh no. Well, at least it's better than that Disney movie.
Well, maybe the reason why it wasn't registering is because everyone was calling him Dr. Petto instead of Dr. Petto.
Yeah,
which made it kind of sound like he was a pedophile.
Wow.
It's Dr. Pedophile. What are you talking about?
I'm going to turn you into a real boy for reasons I'm not going to elaborate upon.
Oh. I think all three of us have been hanging out with Dodd way too long. Steve, thoughts on Mega-Pinocchio?
I offered no comment. That's my brain is fried now because of that.
Neil?
I got nothing.
Oh my God, seriously, guys, come on.
Mega-Pinocchio.
Wow.
Tough crowd.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole conning him to be human, it's your typical the betterment, the robot wanting to better itself kind of program that kind of goes on. I mean, you look at iRobot, the one robot is thinking and capable. You look at Data from Star Trek. I mean, it's the same kind of concept, is that they're constantly striving to grow and to become something new.
Yeah, that's true. I think for me, with the nitpicks that I can probably point out, is that what voice is Mega Man hearing in his ears? Because doesn't he know Dr. Wily's voice? I don't think Dr. Wily had a voice synthesizer in that microphone to disguise his voice. So even though he has a chip inside Mega Man, that will allow him to telepathically control him, you would think that deep in Mega's brain he would realize, hey, this is Dr. Wily's voice. I shouldn't be doing this crap.
Who do I know with an Eastern European accent?
Yeah. And then there's even one point where he repeats what Dr. Wily says just as Dr. Wily says it. And it's like, seriously, you don't realize this is your arch enemy? I don't know.
At that point, I'm like, maybe Roll should be the star of this show.
Hey, now, wait a second here. We got to talk about Roll. We haven't talked about Roll all episode yet, but I'm sorry. Roll is annoying. Like, I love, and I should have mentioned this when we did the review for the beginning, I love how Mega Man basically turns sexist towards her.
You're a girl. Yes. You can't do this. You don't have weapons. But I have a vacuum
that can suck up the dog's nose.
Among
There's
other
a joke
things.
there that I'm not going to touch.
Yeah.
Come here, Purple Man. Oh, no.
Oh, God. Oh, my God, folks.
I'm
all right.
sorry.
Any other... Stop it. Any other thoughts on Mega-Pinocchio?
No.
Okay.
I will destroy Megaman!
We're going to take a quick break. You're going to hear some ads and some other stuff from GCRN, our partners, and all that other good stuff, and we will come back with final thoughts and ratings on these first 3 episodes after this.
Mega! Right back! Messages!
Hey, I'm Gary.
I'm Mike.
I'm Chuck.
And I'm Justin. Join the 4 of us every week on the internet's #1 and longest-running G.I. Joe podcast, What's on Joe Mind?
It's Joe news, reviews, and interviews like you've never heard them before, delivered right to your MP3 player.
Our guests include Jason Marsden, Kevin Michael Richardson, and Matt Yang King from G.I. Joe Renegades, Larry Hama, Robert Adkins, and John Barber from IDW Publishing, and many more from around the online Joe community.
Yeah, it's guys talking about Joe. Think of it as Joe Talk meets sports talk. And we make fun of Chuck.
Right, and we... Hey, again?
Come on, Chuck. We're just kidding, kinda.
Sometimes Chuck makes fun of himself.
Right, and we... Okay, seriously, this is just getting ridiculous now.
It's What's on Joe Mind, every week on the Geekcast Radio Network, InsidePulse.com, Stitcher Smart Radio, and iTunes. Download and listen today.
I suppose I still can't say something about Transformers, can I?
Good.
No.
What about sports?
That sounds good.
Yeah, that's all right.
Remote Control is the new TV podcast from the Geekcast Radio Network. We'll be covering TV shows and topics from the year 2000 to whenever now is. We'll have special themed episodes entitled Pilot and Season Premieres, as well as finishing finales. We'll also have Season Pass episodes, where we take a look at an entire season of a TV show. Remote Control can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, and www.geekcastradio.com. So tune in, because we are all remote controlled.
Hi, my name is Dr. Andrea Letamendi, clinical psychologist.
And I'm Brian Ward, nerd. And we want to invite you to listen to our new podcast, The Arkham Sessions.
It's a podcast dedicated to the fun
and geeky
analysis of Batman the Animated Series, episode by episode.
We pay tribute to the writers and the stories of the animated series,
while also exploring the very real psychology behind Gotham's rogues.
And maybe even its heroes. All of this and more
each week
on the Arkham Sessions
at UnderTheMaskOnline.com.
Ah, brave new world that has such putzes in it. You know, kids, a lot has changed while your old Uncle Joker's been away. New Gotham, new rules, even a new Batman.
It isn't 65 years in the future, but Legends of the Dark Knight has gone beyond. Batman Beyond, that is.
Ah, the new boy. Ears are too long and I miss the cape, but not too shabby. Not too shabby at all.
Join Steve and Mike as they delve into the remaining episodes of the podcast, where they'll cover Batman Beyond, products, games, and more. Check it out only on GeekCastRadio.com.
Mega Man!
Alright, folks. We are back, and we are going to rate these on a 0 to 5 energy scale. So we're going to give it energy tanks.
Steve,
what are you going to rate the beginning?
5 E-tanks.
All right. Neil?
I'll give it 4, I think.
Really?
Sure.
Okay, I'm also going to give it a 5. I love this episode. It's absolutely awesome. Steve, Electric Nightmare?
I guess I'll give that one a 3.
A 3? Okay. What about you, Neil?
I think I'll give it a 3 as well. It was just kind of average. As much as I made fun of the episode, I have to keep reminding myself that I'm grading on a curve, so I have to actually rate it better than the Mario episodes. So,
wow. I'm gonna give it a 4. I did enjoy a lot of different parts of it, and like I said, the jokes in that episode are just, even though they are corny as all hell, they are still funny to me. What about, I hate to even ask this, but what about Mega-Pinocchio, guys? Steve?
I'm going to give it a confusing number system. I'm joking. I almost want to give it lower just because of what it is, but at the same time, I kind of get what they're trying to go for here. With the robot wanting to better itself and whatnot. So, I guess I'll give it a 3 as well.
Okay, Neil.
I'm kind of at an impasse here because I kind of want to give it a lower score, but it also made me laugh just because they kept calling the guy Dr. Pedo. That made me laugh the whole episode. So if I find something ironically enjoyable, I'll usually give it a higher score. So yeah, I'll probably give it a 4 just because of that. It was so weird that it made me laugh.
Yeah, I'm also gonna give it a 3. It made me laugh, but it just I don't know. The maid stuff is a little too much for me. So after watching the first 3 episodes, what are your overall thoughts to this point? As far as what are you expecting out of the series? What are you hoping for? Are there certain villain characters you're hoping to see? Steve, what do you think?
I'm looking forward to relearning what combinations of Mega Man villains will show up. I mean, I know it's always going to be Wily, it's always going to be Proto Man, it's always going to be Cutman, Gutsman, and then it's just kind of a rotating panel of the rest of them. But I'll enjoy looking to see what kind of stories they tell with them, and despite the minor issues that we've had with the past few episodes, I would honestly say they're minor because it could be worse. It could be like the other Nintendo shows. So it's I got to give it a pass on that at least. But I think that it can only go up from here. And with the strong start of the first episode, I think that it does have the capability of being good on an overall level.
Absolutely. All right, Neil, what do you got going on with you, with DeCian, with Animation Aficionados, all that good stuff, since this is the first time we've had a chance to talk about it since the holidays?
Animation Aficionados, we're kind of coming back with a slow series of episodes just because I've been busy like hell the last couple months, so probably not going to be a lot of episodes, but they will kind of slowly trickle out. That gave me a weird visual for some reason. With DeCian, I'm still I'm coming to the end of the holiday special, which has gone on like 3 months longer than it should have. But it's
so basically what you're saying is you're the webcomic version of someone that leaves their lights up after Christmas.
pretty much. But I just had so much content to put out, so it's a blessing in disguise. I'll be having a Valentine's Day episode, and I think it'll wrap after that, and then I'll take about a month off because I need it.
Yeah, sounds like it.
That's pretty much it for the. I'm sorry, what?
Are you going to homage "Be My Valentine" Charlie Brown?
No, I'll probably just do something like a one-page cutesy sort of thing. Yeah. For this cartoon, Mega Man, I'm just kind of looking forward to more weirdness. I hope the weirdness keeps up. I'm also looking forward to the commercial bumpers getting better because I know they will. The bumpers in the first few episodes, as an illustrator, I just have to say ugh, because who drew those? Oh my god! I know they get better, but
yeah. All right, folks. Before I close it out, at the end of the episode here, you're going to hear a Mega Man music selection. Neil puts these together for us. You're going to hear the stage select from Mega Man 9. You're going to hear the Sparkman theme from Super Smash Bros. 4, and the Pharaoh Man theme from Mega Man Anniversary Collection. I think in the future you need to tailor them to the ones that show up in the episodes.
Well, I kind of.
No, I know.
I thought I did.
I'm not complaining. I don't remember Spark. See, when I think Sparkman, I think of, sadly, I'm with Steve. I go to Mega Man X and I think of Spark Mandrill.
Ah, okay. I thought I did. I don't remember, but I thought I did.
Because I thought that was Elect Man that was in the. It was Elect Man, Pharaoh Man, Ring Man.
I think
Captain Ringworm.
Captain Ringworm. All right. Thank you for joining us here on Pixels in the Animation. There are several ways to get in contact with us, so leave feedback for the show. Visit the website geekcastradio.com where you can check out this and all of our other posts. Are we still voting, Steve, or no?
Yeah, for the moment.
Okay, voting for the second annual GCRN Awards is still open. You can pick your top 5, you can pick one selection from the top 5s for TV, movies, games, cartoons, and more. You can email us feedback at geekcastradio.com. Put in the subject line PETA47 for this episode. Leave the show's feedback in iTunes. Please do this. Follow us on Twitter at GeekCastRadio is the network Twitter. Mine is TFG1Mike. What is your Twitter, Steve?
SCP-21.
And Neil?
Neil Sama.
Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/GeekCastRadio Network. You can also check out, is it Decene Comic over there?
Yes.
And Neil's Classic Gaming. It's time for you to start updating that again with Mega Man stuff now. Call the voicemail line. Tell us the show you're leaving the message for and your name. 502-526-5821. There's a 5-minute time limit. We hope you enjoyed the latest episode of Pixels in the Animation and wish you'll join us next time when we'll be reviewing 3 more episodes from Mega Man Season 1, those being The Big Shake, Robosaur Park. Oh boy. Oh boy, I'm waiting for Jeff Goldblum to pop in. And finally, next episode we'll be talking about Mega Man in the Moon. For now, I am TFG1 Mike with
TV's Mr. Neil,
Steve Megatron Phillips.
Tune in next time and help us find the pixels in the animation.
Where'd they go?